50% of our workforce is on holiday. All two of them, the SIM card shipper and our CTO. So I'm going to be doing everything. And I'm going to show you what goes on every day in KeySIM towers. It's hectic. My first job is printing the welcome letters. So when businesses order the multi-network SIM card, you get one of these with it. Just tells them how to activate, what the APNs are, etc. So that's what I'm doing now. We've got our first SIM card order, and this is a trial SIM. So this is going to a customer who might use 40 of them for broadband backup. We have a lot of customers who use them for backup when the main line goes down. Let's see how we get on with this one. I did a LinkedIn post saying that we were going to get a couple of ISO standards, which we are. Look who replied, a guy called John Shaw. He's just like me, player, entrepreneur, pretty boy. I acted cool, went back with a funny comment saying, oh, you can help me buy better steaks. I was nervous, how will he respond? He found it funny. I solidified relationships with John. Move on to the next job. A customer has deployed one of their machines in France, and for some reason, it's not coming online. We looked into the history and we saw that it was connecting fine on SFR, but when it's hooked to Orange, it's not moving data. We suspect the throughput isn't good enough on Orange. So to try and fix, we're going to steer it using our network steerer to these other ones. This one's ongoing. Let's see if we can fix it. Website designer just sent this. I haven't got a clue what it means. So I'll just send a quick reply. Hi. Sounds fab. Thank you. Send. Email from a guy looking for some instructions on setting up KeySIM and Teltonikas. That's because it's potentially going to use a lot, as in thousands. His project may be mandated by government across a lot of sites, all with the KeySIM in. Customers changed phones. His eSIM's not transferred over. It won't do because our eSIMs are single download only. Needs a couple of new ones, no problem. We can do that in about 2 minutes. Off we go. I've identified a problem with the global reach list. We haven't updated it, look, to show that these networks have got 5G, but actually, where's the CAT-M and narrowband tags? So, a job that I'm going to work on now is submitting brand new information to the web designers and getting that fixed immediately. Preparing for next week's shipment. We've got all our letters, envelopes, SIMs all ready. They'll last days if that. This inquiry, 10 gig is the upper chevron really of what you'd want to use on KeySIM. It all depends on if they're using that every month or just sporadically, if someone's maybe they're using a gig, whatever, because KeySIM is basically pay for what you use. Use little, spend little, use lots, spend lots. So we'll go back with the information, touch wood it works for them. The remote access one should be right up our street. Let's see how we get on. Have you ever watched Hunted, the TV programme? Well, they used KeySIM on the last productions, and a couple of days ago, they actually mentioned us, which is amazing. We do loads of things, but we never normally get mentioned. This is the worst part of the job, credit control. By now, businesses have ignored a lot of emails, and invoices are very overdue. There's about 30 at the moment. Very often when you put this out, it gets half of it sorted, but some just don't. Some can't, that's different. Emailing us and saying, we can't pay you, we'll support you, we'll do payment plans, we'll knock them forward, but ignoring us, there comes a point where we have to just limit our own liability and shut the accounts. 4 o'clock and we're about to do another deal look. So this is a customer that's been using them at sports events, they've trialed it, they like it, they're about to run out of test data, they're going to sign up and then go live for the weekend, so that's great, another customer in the bag. We'll go on to the next one. One of our customers uses the KeySIM VPN for remote access to trend controllers. They rang me and asked if they could use the Teltonika as a server for NTP. I didn't even know if you could or you couldn't, but there's the answer. ChatGPT is your friend. Pass them the information. They can go and set up the trend. On to the next job. Lots of broadcasters use KeySIM, and here one of them has asked if we've got coverage in Angola. Unfortunately, we haven't. We've got it in South Africa, but not Angola. So that one will need to be a local SIM. SIM card providers often contact our customers, especially the ones that are listed as case studies on the website, And one of the ones they contacted uses Teltonika and the remote access and all the bells and whistles. And they promised they could do the same. They could replicate it for a cheaper price. Just spoken to them. They said it was absolutely abysmal. A, it didn't work. B, they couldn't get support. And he said to the owner, because that's the guy who like signed off trying it, he said, never do that again. Don't try and deviate. There's no way anybody is doing what we do with this SIM. Okay, they are. My job is to tot up how many SIM cards we put on. There's your answer. 17 across 6 customers. So not a bad day all in all. 17 new connections, 1 new customer, a few decent inquiries. We ended the day better than when we started it. We won the day. And that's all you can do as a startup. It seems minuscule, doesn't it? But if you do that every single day, eventually this kind of growth starts happening. It's a marathon, not a sprint.